If your lips are smelly, I'll come to your house and I'll kick your telly. I'll smash your laptop, you dirty Sasquatch, and wipe my dick on your dictionary. I'm Harley Neville. Welcome along to the Guy Harley Podcast.
I'm Guy Pigden. Who was that?
That was Mr. Traumatic, a new favourite of mine, a temporary favourite. I can tell he's going to be a fleeting flavour, but he is a English drum and bass MC that does very filthy lyrics. That was nothing. That was him playing nice.
Right.
Like he's really, really smutty. So yes, that was Mr. Traumatic. Welcome to the show. What's new? Well, here we are. This is we are in between shoot blocks on our latest web series, Immi The Vegan. We've just come off 4 days.
We're detoxing off filmmaking right now. We've just come off. We're stone cold after 4 days. On the trot.
And now we've got a gap of about 5 days, and then we're into another 3 day block of 3 big days with lots of extras required. So if any of our listeners would like to be in Immi The Vegan, this is your chance. Just go along to the Immi The Vegan Facebook page by going facebook.com/Immi The Vegan, and you can, or just search it, you'll find it. And you can see there's a couple of events there about how to be an extra in the show. And we really need you because one of our shoot days is a Monday the 9th of July, and it's going to be, so it's a Monday morning, so it's a weekday. It's school holidays. There's going to be no parking because it's near K Road, and there's going to be a lot of distractions for extras to run away and go, I'm just going to get a coffee because we can't afford to feed them. They'll go, I'm going to go get a coffee. Then they won't come back. So it's a concern. It's a concerning day, that one. So if you want to help out and be involved, we would appreciate that.
This is your chance because if you've ever thought like, yeah, I'd like to be an extra, but it would suck if I was an extra and then you never saw me on camera. Don't worry about that. We'll see you on camera because there's not enough extras to not see you on camera.
Exactly.
Therefore, you will be very much a featured extra.
Hang on a second. Somebody on the live stream says he thinks our audio isn't working.
Well, we'll just hang 10, shall we?
Hang on.
Extra.
Yeah, it's working.
Somebody on the live stream says
it's definitely working. I just watched it on the stream and it's working. So, cough.tv. I believe you're wrong, sir. Because, it's working. Maybe it's on your end, mate. But, yes, anyway, you were saying, Guy. Oh, yeah, so we're going to be able to use you guys multiple times because what we're going to do is we're going to put you in different costumes and put you all around the room, make it look like there's more people than there is. So you'll definitely be in this one.
And, I guess, where have we been? How long has it been since we did a podcast?
Well, the last time we did a stream was May 11th.
Okay.
And the last podcast we did was coming back from Whitianga, when we did some school, when we spoke at a school there, filmmaking workshop.
When we taught the kids all about filmmaking and life and how to win at both.
So on the live stream, the person is saying that we sound weird, but he can hear us, but we sound weird.
Filmmaking and life and how to win at both.
So on the live stream, the person is saying, no, it's definitely on your end, mate, because that sounds good to us, and that's what's being broadcast. So, yes, you were saying when we came back from
teaching the youths of tomorrow.
Yeah,
the filmmakers of today teaching the youths of tomorrow. But yes, we have been pretty busy, pretty flat out. Pre-production, production, acting, rehearsing, producing, directing. Well, we've been doing it all,
and acting and other stuff too. So I finally quit my job. I finally worked my last day. Last time we spoke, that was just a plan. Now it has happened. I have quit my job. I've officially gone pro. And the day of my last day of work, I got an email from my agent asking if I am available for the next 2 days to act in a TV show. See, that's how it works. You scream out to the universe and see if it responds. And hopefully it does. And in my case, it did.
You scream out to the void of nothingness and indifference that is the universe and hope that by some chance that screaming somehow coincides with a random act of luck that intersects, and you can believe the universe calls back to you and says, hey, sweet mate, here's 2 rolls of the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you did.
And that's what happened to me.
And that's exactly what happened to you.
So I had my
So the universe provides.
Exactly. I had my last day of work. I went directly into 2 days of acting work. Then I had a couple of days of other like freelancey sort of boring TV work, but still stuff to pay the bills. And then we went into Immi The Vegan, which has been keeping us really, really busy. And then after this Immi The Vegan shoot, and then coming up tomorrow, I have 3 more days on the same TV show. So exciting. It's working. But look, I tell you what. Well, firstly, is this the last gasp of Harley's creative career? This idea of like quitting your job? Have my last follicles of sanity disappeared with my hair, and now all that's left is just nuts? These nuts. But I tell you what, when Harley Neville says he's going to do something stupid, he fucking does it. Okay, All right. I've been talking about Operation GoPro for well over a year now.
Yep.
Slowly working towards it each day. I got my teeth did. I got my skin did. I got on TV, I bought vlogging gear, and when it came time to take the plunge, I didn't hesitate. I didn't even stop to check how deep the water was. I just dove in, head first. An elegant 10 out of 10 swan dive, and now here we are. So, pretty happy about that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because now sometimes, I mean, you do actually have some more acting work this week.
Yeah, got 3 more days coming up. I just got the scripts. For tomorrow, right? I get paid a day rate to be on the show. I got my script for tomorrow. It's 1 line.
Easy money, my friend.
Easy money. Easy money.
It's interesting because the first 2 weeks of your career, you're covered.
Yeah.
We don't know any further in advance to that.
Well, I do have
2 weeks.
No, I do have a few days of like other work.
But are they in the 3rd week?
Yes. So in the 3rd week, I've got 3 days of like radio work, which is a day job thing that I do to pay money, and maybe some graphics work as well. So I'm okay. Okay.
I'm
doing it right.
So you've officially gone pro
Yep.
to go back to doing the work you were doing before.
No. I was doing graphics on one channel. This is graphics on a different
this
show.
This is graphics on a completely different show, Guy.
This is freelance.
Completely different.
This is freelance graphics on a totally different show. And it's much more exciting, and it's better money. Now, look, before, the guy cough.tv on the live stream was saying that there was something wrong with the audio, right? Turns out, he goes, never mind, I think it just might be that you guys are Australian. So he just thought our voices were funny and that there was something wrong with the audio, but no, this is just our voices.
He's like, bro, your voices sound all fucked up. Well, what's wrong? You need to fix your audio. That's our accents.
Yes.
There's no fixing those.
And of course, mate,
They're locked in.
We are from New Zealand, not Australia.
Yeah.
And if you ever say that again, we will fucking kill you.
Do you know Alex Williamson? Another question. The answer is yes, right?
I don't.
I feel like we know him.
Right.
Or her.
Okay.
One of the two.
Well,
I really feel like that name does ring a bell.
Okay, well, Misa asks if we know Alex Williamson. If we don't, let us know who that is.
If you can elaborate on who Alex Williamson is, perhaps a director, perhaps some type of filmmaker of some sort, any more details, male, female, these will all point us in the right direction of whether we do know him or her. I feel like we do.
Right. Well, yeah, so to conclude anyway, Operation GoPro really can't fail, because if it does fail, then I have squandered my only real chance of providing for my family. You know, I could have got a house with my savings. Instead, I decided to not do that and, you know, become a professional vlogger instead.
How many vlogs you done?
None so far.
Good.
None recently.
That's good. That's good. Keep that up.
I did do a Twitch stream the other week. That was nice.
The most important thing?
Yeah.
Consistency.
How
many you done?
None. Yeah, but I've consistently done none. You see?
Yeah.
You see how it works? No, and so, yes, I really can't fail, because if I do, well, I'm really just a 35-year-old guy back to square one with no savings, no nothing, and no vlogging career either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should really be doing a vlog during all this Immi the Vegan stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But the problem is, I'm busy. I'm one of the lead actors in it, and I'm producing it, co-producing it. So it's like I'm just busy as fuck.
Cough TV will spread the word of Pigville around the United States. Thank you,
Cough. Thank you, Cough.
Alex Williamson is an Australian comedian. Misa mentioned that in hindsight, this may make you angry because we did just
say that we were fucking
please do not compare us to or confuse us with Australians.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We are angry.
Well,
Thank you.
I tell you what, Cough.tv, the word of Pigville is actually already being spread around the United States because our movie I Survived a Zombie Holocaust is playing over there. It's ready for you to watch right now. It's on Showtime, AT&T, TMC, Xbox,
DVD.
Imgo.
It's not available on DVD.
It's not available on DVD over there. Imgo, iTunes. Go check it out. I Survived a Zombie Holocaust, and there's a whole bunch of information down below. You can click down there and find out about that.
He just gave us a little burn. The word is already being spread. He says it's not being spread very well.
No. Well, perhaps not to your region. The United States is a big fucking place, all right? Hey, speaking of the United States, Donald Trump, we don't normally talk about politics too much on the show. We delve in every now and then if something crazy's been happening.
Sure.
But, generally
But if we were to delve in all the time with Donald Trump, that would be... Our podcast would just be about Donald Trump every week.
And his insanity.
So we can't really maintain. But anyway.
Here's the thing, right? Donald Trump has said that he wants to create a space force.
Mm-hmm.
A space force. And I tell you what, that's the best thing he's done. And I don't even mind that it's military because, if you get the military involved, shit gets done. And, for example, by the end of World War II, a guy loves World War II.
A little World War II factoid here
right,
coming at you guys, so just be prepared.
By the end of World War II, technology had advanced in leaps and bounds in like 6 years, right? And the Germans had the first ever jet engine aircraft at the end of World War II. It was too little too late for them, but they had them is the point, right? And then during the Cold War, JFK said we're going to put a man on the moon, and within a decade we had a human being walking around on the moon. A couple of them actually.
Allegedly.
We did. We did. And so anyway, it's just great news, right? Because if you get the military getting interested in space, right? Next thing you know, well, other militaries have got to suddenly take an interest. It's like when aircraft first in World War I, when they first had the very first aircraft.
Another World War factoid coming at you guys.
Above the airfields, it completely changed the dynamic of war because suddenly now you could send up somebody and see what the enemy was actually doing, right? Well, it's much the same with space. If one country has a military force in space, all the rest of them are going to need one as well. What does that mean? Huge advancements in technology for humanity, which means we might actually get off this fucking rock. So, Donald Trump, you've got my vote, sir. I've changed my mind. You've got my vote.
So not worried about that whole asylum seeker thing with the kids in the cages and all that stuff.
Well,
bothered.
Well, nobody's perfect.
But as long as he's got Space Force, as long as Space Force exists, he's got your vote.
As long as he's combining the two things I love most, military history, military-related stuff, and space, he's got my vote.
Brilliant. Just take a little pause and a sip there.
Yeah. So I was on this show the other week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this person, but they changed the schedule, and they were like, we finished my scene, and then they were like, oh, we've changed the schedule. We're going to shoot this other thing from weeks away from now. But we don't have any actors around to play it because the schedule's changed at such short notice. Who do we have around that can play this role? And I was like, the Nevs. The Nevs can do it.
Little Nev's got this one.
Little Nevs can do it. And so they threw me in, and they had they'd requested a few other actors from these extra agencies. Extra agencies are like background talent agencies that only provide usually people to walk around in the background of shots, but not actual actors themselves. But the only people that could show up at such short notice were people from these extra agencies, because they had they were like, are you available in 2 hours to be on set? So these people showed up, and they'd never ever delivered a line of dialogue on camera. They'd never done it, and so. I was like, well, I could do that. I could do it. And so I put my hand up to play this big, long role. And it was like 4 pages of me rambling and ranting and raving about like all sorts of, it was all comedy stuff. And the point is that I nailed it. And then what happened? As a result of that, they asked me back 5 more times now.
Also, didn't they originally
And-
not pick you?
The guy at the end gave me a hongy.
Didn't they originally not pick you?
Yes.
Possibly due to baldism, and then had to reassess their sort of idea of
Selection.
casting the bald guy, because the bald guy was the only one that could act.
There was no baldism on that set. Nobody mentioned anything about my bald head. Only you bringing it up now.
Only baldism is only rearing its ugly head now
On
our
the
discourse.
on the podcast.
But why didn't they pick you in the first place? You're the only actor.
Well, because I think at the time they thought real actors were coming.
Right.
They didn't realize that the people that showed up had never delivered a line.
They didn't realize that the cavalry was not coming.
No.
Yeah, it's funny, and it goes back to, because now you think about this, okay, so they couldn't get real actors. They could only get extras. Now, they also could only get extras who were prepared in 2 hours' notice to come to set, which means that it's the extras that are literally unemployed and are doing absolutely fucking nothing. Probably because they can't be employed, or they're crazy, or both. Like those are the sort of realities of, because like there's lots of extras that are good and normal. We've I mean, most of them are crazy, but not the ones that come to see us, of course. But
Not
of course,
extras.
not the extras we're asking you to be earlier in the show.
Yeah.
But anyway, most of them are fucking crazy.
There is an underlying level of lunacy in the extras community.
Because of really what they're required to do, which is like mooch about in the background of shows. It's weird.
But we need you guys to come be extras.
So if you could please do that for us and not be crazy, that would be awesome. But anyway, so they got all these, basically the dregs of extras. Like the worst possible extras were the people coming up going, hey, can you please play this part? And you were telling me that some of them couldn't even speak on camera. They were so frozen up.
They were so nervous that they couldn't even read when they were not on camera. When it was my coverage and they had to read the line, they couldn't get that. Couldn't get that out. But it was all good for me because it just made me look all the better. I mean, I looked like, it's easy to shine when you're surrounded by turds,
It's easy.
It's easy to
look like a big shit when you're surrounded by other littler shits.
Yeah. I was the coolest piece of corn in that turd.
You're the shimmering piece of corn in that giant pile of shit.
Yes. And so this show was on Moldy TV. And at the end of the shoot, the director was so happy that he came up and he gave me a hongy.
Well, you did mention that.
Well, I didn't mention the Moldy TV part of it, so there was no context.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's interesting also about the shoot is that I was also asked to be in this show, and I said I was busy. That's hilarious. Cop TV's got some good burns going on here.
Yeah.
Guy on the left, which is me, looks like a Walmart version of Liv Schreiber. Liv Schreiber is the guy that played Wolverine's brother.
Oh yeah.
In the original shitty Wolverine movie.
Yeah, when he's like, you don't even know how to kill me.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
And then Wolverine's like, I'm gonna cut off your head. See if that works.
One of your favorite quotes. So many quotes from bad movies. Like you really like these quotes stick in your head, and like lots of them are from fucking terrible films.
Yeah, I know.
It makes no sense.
I know.
But anyway, they asked me to be, one of these people, and we probably were asked to do the same part, or so it seems. And then I said I couldn't do that day, and they said, okay, well, what about this day? And I was like, yeah, I actually could do that day. Let me know. And then they never got back to me, and I was like, okay, well, so I'm guessing not that day either. And then they never asked me again.
Well, look,
I feel like there was only room for one generic white guy. You came in, you did the goods.
I'm the guy now.
You brought the goods, and they're like, look, we don't need two generic white guys. We only need one. And this guy's wrapped it up. The little Nevs. Little Nevs has got this in the bag. So Guy, we won't be requiring your services this season.
Well, that's fine with me. Although,
not fine with me.
To be honest, I think that you could get work on it. Here's the trick, and this is a tip for you aspiring actors out there listening in podcast land. What you need to do is you need to email your agent and say, hi, I know that this show is filming at the moment, and I just wanted to let you know that I am available and keen. And can you please tell them that I'm available and keen? Because if people contacted me, we're casting at the moment, right? I'm casting for Immi The Vegan constantly, and we need people in this upcoming shoot. And if people are proactive and contact me, great. Well, they've probably got the role, and so. So you just need to be doing that.
If they Facebook message you first, you've got the role.
Whoever Facebook messages me first has got the role. Yeah. Find me on the book, people. Harley Neville.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little disappointed, but the reality is I'm too fucking busy anyway. So I kind of accept that.
Yeah. The thing is, it's better money. I'm getting better money acting for a day than I was getting at my day job for a day.
That's true.
So it's like...
That's true. If you can swap out, like if you can literally swap it from like your work to that work, it's great. But unfortunately, I'd be kind of caught up doing both works, which is not so great. What else has been going on?
Well, I was on a reality show the other week called First Dates. And as a follow-up to this reality show, I got invited along to a First Dates singles night. Which was a singles event for people to meet each other, and they had sort of speed dating and other stuff like that. But I had been filming all day, and I wanted to go along purely because I had been on the show, and it was a great chance for me to kind of capitalize on the publicity of being on the show, meet people, shake their hands, nurture some super fans, That's the name of the game nowadays, nurturing those super fans. And so I was like, I got to go along. But I was really tired. I'd been filming all day. And so I by the time I got there, I just really, really couldn't be fucked. So I pretty much hid in the corner and just didn't really talk to anybody. But then I bumped into a beautiful Asian woman. And she's creative. She doesn't want the pleb life. Just like me. I don't want the pleb life. She doesn't want the pleb life. She's trying to grow her passive income. That's something I'm quite excited about, growing passive income.
Your passive income was growing bigger and bigger as you started talking to her.
It was. It was bulging. And then, after talking for a while, she brings up metaphysics and her belief that science can't explain everything. Just broke my heart. Because science can explain everything. Maybe not our human science, maybe not ours, but a being intelligent enough somewhere could answer all of the universe's questions and become a god. And I wrote a whole poem about it. It's called Apotheosis. People never get it. And she said that we were all on different vibrations and frequencies, which strictly speaking is true. Like, like this desk is the atoms in this desk are vibrating at a different frequency to the atoms inside you and me. You're slightly bigger than me, so I guess you've got slightly more gravitational pull. Yep. Maybe yours are compressed slightly tighter than mine. I don't know. But so fucking what? What does that mean? Like, how come you don't? Do you know the answer to the meaning of life now? No, neither. So, hey, Table, do you know? No, Table doesn't know either.
Table doesn't know. Yeah. Table, no response to that.
We
gave his vibrations a chance.
Yeah. So it's so stupid.
I assumed the Table's gender.
You did. Yeah, don't stop empowering the binary. Stop empowering the patriarchy. Let's battle the binary. And so it sounds very spiritual and mystic. Our atoms are vibrating on different frequencies, but it's like, so fucking what? And it was really noisy, and I kind of just wanted to get out of there, but I liked her, and so I hung around.
Even though she killed your boner with this metaphysics talk.
Yeah.
It didn't kill your boner dead.
No.
It was still quivering.
Yeah.
The atoms in your boner were still vibrating at a high rate.
The atoms in my boner were twitching.
Yeah, this frequency was bouncing off the inside of your jeans.
Yeah. But eventually after a while she goes, oh, hey, do you see that Indian guy over there? The one with the long hair and the beard dancing by himself? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, he's really spiritual and makes movies too. Do you want to go and talk to him? And I was like, no.
That's a hard pass for me.
and then I was like, I'm out of here. So I had to leave. And then so I messaged her the next day though, and I was like, hey, so like, do you want to like maybe go for a drink somewhere where where we don't have to yell to be heard type thing. We can talk about passive income and metaphysics. Lols, winky face.
Smiley face.
Smiley face. And then she replied that the answer was no.
That was a hard pass for
her. That was a hard pass for her. She was like, oh no. She was very nice about it, very mature. She was like, because she did tell me she was there for research purposes at the singles event. Might be a story, I don't know. But she very politely declined. And it was all very mature. There was nothing wrong with that. But of course I replied, well, fuck you too, bitch. You're ugly. I wouldn't even fuck you with Guy's dick. Sincerely, someone that's way too good for you. See you later, brackets, not. And so I feel like I really showed her.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. But also you was probably like, but prior to that, you were like, but our atoms, were they not? I felt like they were vibrating in synchronicity.
In synchronicity.
Synchronicity, the vibration of the atoms. Why?
Yeah.
Cough TV's observation here.
He says I should have told her to research these nuts. If she's listening, I just wanted to say hello, welcome to the show.
That was obviously a joke about what you messaged her.
These were all jokes. She did say that she likes podcasts and that she might tune in. So hello, welcome to the show. This is the show.
He's only sad because you rejected him.
Yeah, I am. I'm sad about that because I was kind of excited. I was like, finally,
Isn't
somebody.
This is not how the narrative was supposed to go. This is not how this played out in my head.
Well, it didn't, because obviously when I asked her, I was like pretty sure she was going to say yes. I was like, I wasn't even nervous when I asked her. I was just like, yeah, sweet. I'll just ask her out for a drink or something.
Sweet as.
Of course she'll say yes.
Facebook celebrity / unemployed person, Harley Neville. Of course she'll say yes.
Yeah, look, what woman wouldn't want me, right? I am a short, bald, hairy, unemployed man in his mid-30s. Who wouldn't want that?
What's not to like?
What's not to like? I'm chasing my dreams.
I'm a dream chaser. You're just going to have to start shouting that at people. Yeah, whenever. I'm a dream chaser.
It sounds commendable on paper, doesn't it? It sounds romantic. If you were to read it in a book, he's chasing his dreams. The princess fell in love with him. The artist chasing his dreams. But in real life, the princesses are like, fuck that shit. I'm 35. I want a mortgage. Give me a mortgage and put a fucking son in me. So, yeah. So that's why I'm still single.
That's why.
Yeah. Now, when we get busy, we do tend to cut back on the amount of podcasts we get out. It's not on purpose, but it's, we just get busy. But I just wanted to let the listeners know that don't worry, we will never stop recording it because this is the only thing keeping our friendship alive. So don't worry. Now, Bevan's got some listener feedback for us.
No comment to that one.
What, from you?
Well, it's taken me a little bit by surprise.
Oh, okay. Let's delve.
I didn't think that was the only thing keeping our friendship alive, but okay.
I thought our shared love of filmmaking,
passion for the arts,
2 decades of living together,
live in the door next to each other and have done for several years.
For the better part of 20 years.
But yeah, Bevan's got a question.
Yep. So he wanted to know if first dates made me pay for the meal or if that was just for the show. Now, probably I'm not supposed to...
A little peek behind the curtain here.
Yeah, I'm probably not supposed to give away too many of those details, but I'll give them away because I'm not on the show anymore. So it should be fine. And
no one listens to this.
And nobody listens to the podcast. No, so I said I was paying and I thought I was paying, but they had actually given me some money before the shoot to cover my expenses. They were like, here's $80 or something like that to cover like petrol and shit like that, which is kind of normal. Like even on unpaying jobs, they often give you a token amount of money just to cover your basic parking and all that type of shit, So
unless it's a Pigville shoot.
Well, unless it's a Pigville shoot, yeah. But so I had like $80, so I didn't even get the chance to count it. They basically gave me some money and threw me in chuck me into the date. And so I'd already decided to pay for the food anyway. And then when they gave me like this extra money, I was like, oh, well, I'm definitely paying now, right? I'm not going to look like a cheap ass on national television over, not spending, money that I didn't even know I had until 5 minutes ago.
How much was it?
Well, I think it was about 80. Might have been handy.
Whoa. Well, that's not really covering your expenses.
No, that's how much they gave me.
Oh, but
Yeah.
how much was the meal and the drinks?
Yeah, well, it was about the same, I think.
Feel like it'd almost be more.
Well, it might have been, yeah, it might have been. But I didn't really, I think the drinks were just free, and it was more just the actual meal that they were asking about paying for.
Did you have a 3-course meal?
Yeah, yep. Both of us, 3-course meal, and quite a few drinks each. And so, yes, so to conclude, yes, I did pay in the sense that I didn't keep the money that they gave me. Because after the date, they came and took that money back off me. And I assume they took it back off me because I chose to pay. And maybe they gave her money too, but they didn't take that back off her. I don't know. It's a bit vague. So kind of, maybe, yes, no, who knows.
So you paid and gave back the money they gave you?
No. They didn't charge my card. They just took back the money. Yeah.
I see.
They just took back the money. So I didn't leave with any less money than I went there with. Yeah. I just didn't leave with any money in my pocket either.
Yes. Now, we have talked about this date in depth on the podcast. Did you bump into your former date at this singled out
Singles
night party? Was she there?
No, she wasn't. And it didn't even really occur to me that she might be until like the next day when someone commented, "Hey, was your date there?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess she could have been there because she would have got the invite too, presumably." But no, I didn't see her there. It would have been fine if I'd seen her.
Yeah. I should also add, I saw your lying face on that show.
So you've watched it now. You've watched the show. Because last time we spoke,
I hadn't watched it,
and it hadn't even. Oh no, it had just aired, but Guy hadn't seen it.
I hadn't watched it,
and I remember we went to Whitianga to talk to these kids, and at the beginning in the morning, it had just aired that week, and I said to the kids, "So kids, blah de blah, and you might also recognise me from First Dates. Who's seen it?" Literally nobody put their hands up.
0 hands.
No, none of the kids had seen it.
0 fucks were given.
0 fucks were given. And I was genuinely surprised by that. I thought that, these would be the people that are watching it,
I was proud of those kids for their discerning taste in television.
Good.
I was like, the future is bright
if
they're not watching this bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had the great weight upon me to watch this because I had to watch it because Harley was in it.
Yeah.
But I really didn't want to watch it because I hate these fucking shows. And not only that, as I couldn't really skip through all of it to Harley's bits because they were intercut with other people's fucking stories. And I didn't know when his would start. So I didn't know.
I didn't want to miss any.
Yeah, so I had to just fucking grip my teeth.
Grin and bear it.
It was just like
Just had to bend over and think of England.
It was like pulling teeth. And I was just absolutely horrified by the show. Absolutely quite amused by Harley's date. But mainly because I know Harley so well. And, everyone sees this sweet guy on a date. He's a sweetheart. He's a little sweetheart. With his little shit-eating grin. Hey, it's me. It's the Nibs. Hey, I'm just a lovely guy. You know me. But I saw through all that, and I saw the lies in his eyes. I could just see him just lying 24/7 with everything he did. And I was like, I'm fucking onto you, Neville. I'm onto you, mate. And I see your disappointment. I see it all. I see your panic. I see your little panic, a glimmer in the back. Just panicking. Fuck, what am I? How am I gonna fucking get myself out of this without looking like a fucking douche?
Yeah.
Face, but behind a disarming smile and oh yeah, it's all good. It's all good. How am I gonna say this chick is not attractive, but sound like a good guy while I do it on TV? And so I saw all that, and that I did get a lot of amusement from that, at least.
Yeah. Well, good. So when I first walked in,
that face.
Hey.
Shit.
Look, she was very nice. But she was not what I described in my
You specifically said
a petite Latina.
You repeated petite several times.
A petite Latina. You know, I just described my ex-girlfriend.
It's also hilarious because we've been working on set with someone called Angie.
Yeah.
Who is a petite Latina. Well, she's not. Where is she from?
She's a petite Latina. She's a petite Latina named Angie.
And just a bit older than Angie. So it's like future Angie. So Harley is now bumping into future Angie on the set of our thing and trying to play it cool like he's not affected by this on a daily basis.
Heartbroken.
I'm like, lovely. Also a lovely girl, this new Angie.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very cool.
Nightman says hi. Hello, Nightman.
Hello, Nightman. Welcome to the show. No, we're
not fucking Australian. We had this conversation earlier, Nightman. Someone else also said that thought we were Australian, and then compared us to an Australian comedian. We are Kiwis
from New Zealand. Yes. Now, hey, speaking about finishing up on that first date as well. By the way, in my episode of the first date, there was a woman who got in trouble with her employer, and we spoke about it on the last episode of the show.
Yep.
We said about how she got in trouble because she had given her number to she was on a date with one person, and then he went to the toilet and she wrote down her number on a napkin and gave it to the barman.
And that was on this episode of your show. It was the same episode, right?
Episode, yep. And she got in trouble with her employer, who is a major New Zealand airline.
We won't name which one it is.
There's only one,
but we won't name which one it is.
And she got stood down from her job. But this is not public knowledge. This is inside scoop stuff that only I know about. This is TV insider scoops from me, and I know that she got stood down from her job. And everyone, I thought it was to do with her giving the number out. But upon rewatching the show, which is actually really a funny show, I might add.
Please watch it.
Just
watch it now that you know that I've exposed Harley's his fraudulent eyes to you. Just rewatch it again and just look at his eyes darting back and forth and flicking, and look at his smile. It's actually not that genuine. It's actually a little bit forced. It's actually very forced if you actually really analyze it. So please, rewatch it again with this new information in mind.
Well, I've just posted it in the description for any New Zealand listeners. It's posted in the live stream chat, but I also post it in the Guy and Harley Facebook page, facebook.com/Guy and Harley. That way the podcast listeners can watch it as well. But you do have to be in New Zealand to watch it. Message me, and I can probably find you an international link. Anyway, the point is that this other lady that got in trouble with her employer, I rewatched it, and I believe the reason she actually got in trouble was not because of the number. I believe it's because of the other dumb shit she said about her workplace. She said all the guys. So this is an airline. She said all the guys were so effeminate and seemed so gay that it was hard to tell if they were gay or straight. And she also said that all the pilots were, quote, old.
Well, they are fucking old.
Well, they are, but you can't go on national television and say that, you dumbass. You know, like you can't. You're talking about your colleagues. Well, of course, you're going to get in trouble for saying stuff like that.
Yeah, but you know, she's not lying.
No, she's not lying. I guess you just
some of those stewards,
stewards. They're stewards, I guess.
Oh, I don't know, but they're as gay as they come.
As gay as the day is long.
They sure are. There's no denying that.
Well, that's true, but still, I feel like you can't go on TV and talk about your workplace. It's the same reason. I bet she also has all over her Facebook. I bet it has like a connection to her. You know, it says exactly the name of where she works and all that type of stuff. I guarantee it. People are dumb. Don't put your employer on any of your social media. If you go on TV, don't tell people who you work for.
If you have a podcast,
it's never good for you.
If you have a podcast, don't talk about your work constantly in a demeaning fashion.
No, I always tell you that. I always tell you that. Now we've got a listener question here from Nightman. Do you think New Zealand would have done better against the emus? Is that a sports thing? Do you know what he's talking about?
No idea.
Well, an emu is a large bird in Australia, a large land-based bird like a ostrich that lives in Australia. But that's all I know about that. So you're going to have to elaborate on that, mate.
I feel like Nightman is also a reference to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you can confirm that, Nightman. The Great Australian Emu War. Not familiar with that one.
Yeah, so what else you got, Guy?
Got zero, really. Got zero. Came in here with no notes.
Mm.
Came in here with no notes, no prep. A little bit tired. Quite tired, actually. Didn't get much sleep. And really just thought I'd freestyle it.
Okay, cool. Well, look, I did not win the green card lottery, so I'm not going to America.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the last green card lottery because Trump, my man, that I vote for now,
Space Force.
Trump put an end to the what's it called? It's like the diversity lottery or something. But basically, it's the green card lottery where people from different countries can just put their name in, and if they're eligible and meet certain criteria and come from particular countries, you can just win a green card, and then you just have to move over there, and you can work. You can work as a waiter during the day to pay for or waiter at night to pay for your auditions during the day, right? And so I put in my application last year, and it was my last hope really of getting it. I actually think I put it in the year before, and anyway, I just found out the other day I did not get it. So that's that.
You won't be going to America anytime soon.
Well, not anytime too soon.
Better break the news to your agent over there.
Yeah, I did kind of mention it to her actually. I sent an email.
Oh, right.
Now
Get a reply?
Yep. She said let's chat next week. It was when I was on Ellen. See, when my image was featured on the Ellen DeGeneres show a wee while back. I got in touch with my agent, my manager in LA, and told them. And I was like thinking, fuck, maybe just in case something happens, maybe I can get over there if I can get on the show or something. Didn't happen unfortunately. Now we got a donation from Chuck Black. Who finds us on YouTube. He found us on YouTube, follows us on YouTube. If you like us, you want to search us on YouTube, just search for Pigville and the number 2. That's us, Pigville 2. Now, Chuck Black gave us a very generous donation, and he said that it's for Magnum condoms or coffee, whatever you need first.
Ooh.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth, Chuck. It's going to be for coffee because I will never need Magnum condoms.
Or condoms full stop.
Well, they're just way too big, you see.
Oh, right.
You see, Magnum is the big one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that joke either.
No, I don't get it.
Because you
never use them.
Never bought a Magnum.
No.
Or a condom in general.
Never use condoms.
Yeah, right.
Rarely the...
Oh, right. Okay, good. Well, that's Guy's advice. My advice to everybody, safe sex, people. Safe sex.
My advice, try and establish that the person you're with is all good, and then don't use condoms.
You go looks all good. Looks all good. No, that's horrible.
Looks all good down there.
Looks all good. Bang it in. See what happens.
Give it a go.
No, use protection, people.
Oh, you obviously, be sensible.
Be sensible, people.
Be safe.
If she looks dodgy or he looks dodgy, no, look, you can't tell. You can't tell.
Oh, you could never know.
So I had my one thing I forgot to mention was when I had my last day of work, I didn't get any sort of leaving drinks. And I've been there for years, and I really thought I was going to have some sort of leaving drinks. But my boss, both of my bosses...
rather insulting.
I was quite disappointed. But both of my bosses, though, in their defense, were away. They were away on leave. So there was not really a person that would normally organize it.
Did you get a cake?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Card?
Nothing. Not a card, nothing. I've been there for years. Fucking years, right? And far from the glorious farewell I had envisioned, where people, shake my hand and say,
patted you
"Good on
back.
you," and they say, "I'm gonna."
Gave you a watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you on Facebook, Harley, because I'm interested in keeping up on your adventures or anything like that. Nothing. I had to go around the building individually saying goodbye to people, and then, I fucking at the end of the day, I just wafted out the door like a stale and forgotten fart.
Like an unwelcome,
stale, forgotten fart. I just wafted out the door to no applause, nothing. Didn't get to say goodbye. In my fantasies, they had a whole bunch of beers for me in the kitchen, and we'd have a few beers, and we'd all go, "Oh, it's been good working with you. Have a good catch up. Hey, say goodbye to everybody individually." Maybe I'd even clink my glass and go ting 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 ting. "Oh, hi everybody. I just wanted to say it's been really great working with you. I wish you all the best. Even you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Not you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out." But I didn't get to do any of that. You know.
No one cared.
Because nobody gave a shit.
Well, they were like, fuck you to you.
Yeah, they're like,
as you were going up to say goodbye to them.
They're like, get the fuck out of here, Harley. You don't even work here anymore.
You don't work here.
It's 5:01 p.m. You don't work here. Security.
I think there's an interesting lesson to be learnt there. So this is something that I sometimes have conversations with, and I'm not talking every job, but there is definitely especially over here in New Zealand, that like, you work at your job and you work hard and you feel obligated to that job a lot of the time to like kind of go above and beyond for them. Like they're like, hey mate, can you pick up an extra shift? Actually it's real busy. I got a lot of things going on, but sure, I'll help you guys out, because one day I'll need you to help me out. Inconvenienced yourself for them was really not very. It was not worth it. You should not do that, because at the end of the day, you are just another number, and you shall be sort of forgotten just as swiftly. So you're much better to go about your job, do the least amount possible. Put in the bare minimum to get by, but to do your job, of course. Whenever you're called upon to go above and beyond, don't do it unless you really need the money. But otherwise, just enjoy your fucking life. Take that sick day when you're not really sick. Do all those things.
I had like 20 days of sick
Think
days
about
built up that I never used.
You just could have had 20 fucking days off.
That's 4 weeks worth of paid time off over the 4 years that I was there that time. I could have done that. I didn't.
And I am smartly keeping consistent with my sick days.
Oh,
so
good.
I sort of slowly erode them per year.
Yeah.
And I feel much better because of it.
Yeah, so Guy's advice for the listeners,
half-ass it.
Half-ass your work as much as you can. Just do the bare minimum to get by, and don't use condoms. Harley's advice for the listeners:
be safe.
Vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah. We're doing well, aren't we, on our first podcast back?
Yeah.
I think we've uncovered some... No, I'm not saying half-ass it, really, but I am saying that put you first. Put you, the person, the human being, and also, maybe more specifically, put your time first. As in, we got one life. You don't get it back. Time is the most valuable asset. So you're going to spend it doing an extra shift at work because then your bosses go, oh, thanks, man. Oh, actually, I forgot that, and I'm not going to give you a goodbye beers, send off, or anything, even a card, because I really don't give a fuck. It was just convenient that week, and I've forgotten about it. Or are you going to kick back, put your feet up, massage your lovely girlfriend's bosoms?
Oh.
I was going to say bosoms, but whatever.
Massage your lovely girlfriend's balls.
And just kick back, sip on a beer, Netflix and chill.
Dick pics and chill.
Netfucks and chill. Whatever you may do on that day off that you were going to go to work to help them out, don't help them out.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. Well, Nightman on the stream says, work to live, not live to work.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. Yeah, so we are, as mentioned, halfway through the shoot for Immi The Vegan, and we've done 4 days. Well, actually, we've done 6 days. We've got 3 days left, plus we'll do some pickups. So we've probably got 4 days left So it's meant to be a 7-day shoot, and it's going to be 11 so far.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. And it has gone very smoothly. It's been very good. But there is a couple of issues on the horizon. One is that the budget of this entire show is incredibly low. And we can tell you the budget because we publicly crowdfunded it to get it. We publicly crowdfunded to get it, and that information is still there on our Pledge Me. We got $6,500 to shoot this show, which is fuck all for 5 episodes. And we've spent, most of the money needs to go on the actual production itself, getting locations, cast, crew, catering, all of these things that just cost money, props, costumes, all of that stuff. It all costs money, which means that most of the people involved are not getting paid, including us, obviously. We don't get anything. And so now what's happening is we're going to finish up on this shoot, and we're doing okay. We're pretty on budget, I'd say. But the problem we have is that post-production is very, very expensive. And we currently don't have enough money to do all the post-production we need. Now, we'll get the show done either way. It doesn't really matter too much in that sense, but it's just the difference between getting it done, so that the show's out in a few months, or the show's out this time next year, and that's kind of the problem with all Pigville productions, is that everything we shoot takes so long in post-production because we don't have enough money to pay people, so we have to figure out how to get it done ourselves, how to beg, borrow, and steal, get favors, all the rest of it. And it slows everything down because people are doing it around their work hours and their paying gigs and all that stuff. So anyway, if any of the listeners would like to follow in Chuck Black's footsteps and donate to us, you absolutely can. You can support us on Patreon by going patreon.com/Pigville, and then you can give us $1 a month or something like that, and that all helps. You can also make a one-off donation to us if you wanted to go to PayPal. You just need my email address, or the Pigville email address is pigvilleproductions@gmail.com. pigvilleproductions@gmail.com. So if you go to PayPal and go pigvilleproductions@gmail.com, you can make a donation to us, however big or small you want. And what we're currently sort of raising money for, if you're on the live stream, you can look up, you can see the graphics above our heads. It says we're aiming for $200 to put towards the post-production money. We've currently got $3. So that's a great start.
It's a great start.
It's a great start. So if anybody else would like to donate, you absolutely can. There's a link in the description down below our stream, and you can donate there via Streamlabs. There's also various other options, such as buymeacoffee.com, and the keyword for all of them is Pigville. And so yes, if you would like to help us with that, please do. Now, we've got another listener feedback here from Nightman. It says, is it true that the toilets flush the other way down there in New Zealand? Now, down is very misleading,
subjective.
Mate. It is, because in space, there's no up or no down. So, if even though traditionally you see the world on a map the way you see it, with America being further up, if you go out in space, there's no up, there's no down. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're down there. You're down there in America. And I'm up here in New Zealand.
We're up in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It is, however, true.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Toilets flush the opposite way on different hemispheres.
That's correct.
Oh, if you say so, scientist. If you say so, sir.
Got one up on Harley Neville.
Yeah.
Got one up on some science facts on Harley Neville. He's gonna be dark about that for weeks. Not too worried about that trivia. But yes, there you go. So there you go. Apparently the toilets do flush in a different way. The thing is that toilets don't flush in a circle. When was the last time you turned on bloody flush a toilet and saw it swimming going in a particular direction? Normally it just goes down. It all comes from the top, goes all down. Well,
there's different designs.
I think in America, actually, definitely I've noticed that toilets in New Zealand are better than toilets elsewhere in the world.
Absolutely.
There's lots of these swirl and down toilets,
yeah.
right? But these swirl down toilets, which is why he's talking about the swirl, right? They are ineffective for flushing giant turds.
Yeah.
They are really very ineffective. They get caught on the sides. The turd doesn't really go down. Get blocked up with paper. Because it's just kind of gurgling down like you pulled the plug out of a sink. But you need the power of the flush, of the water coming down, like a downward, pushing the turd down the U-bend, downwards. And they don't have that. It's really weird, because you'd think, as the more advanced country, they would have figured this fucking out by now.
Well, look, I tell you...
Because you know that America's got the biggest turds of all.
Well, there's a few things that they haven't quite...
All that junk food?
Quite got right, yeah. I mean, the toilets, they seem to have, like, skinny... like quite small holes as well, like at the bottom of the toilet. It's not a very wide.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is fast food the world over. A lot of it's not really that good compared to New Zealand fast food.
It's true.
It's weird. But this is quite funny. Nightman also says, has anyone ever mentioned that the guy on the left looks like the generic Sabretooth from X-Men 1? which is exactly what we just talked about with one of the previous people.
Funny you should mention that. Yes, someone did. Cough TV mentioned it earlier in this freaking live stream.
Yeah. So
you guys are onto it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. So he was aiming for Wolverine, and he got Sabretooth.
Yeah, he's better than Fat Trucker.
Fat Trucker.
Fat, hairy, disheveled trucker.
Yeah, well, that's what I would describe you as.
Yeah. That's what I'd describe me as too after all the shit we've been eating on these fucking catering shoots.
Yeah.
So this is the problem, like, sometimes you get, like, sometimes the filmmaking, I call it the filmmaking diet, right? So the filmmaking diet or the director's diet is that you kind of lose a lot of weight on set because you're so stressed out and you're on your feet for 12 hours a day. However,
It's not true, because then you stuff your face.
to counteract that is that there's so many lollies and stuff on site, and then you're always like hungry afterwards, and you're like, oh fuck, I just get a burger. So you end up eating like absolute shit at the same time. So sometimes, I've lost a lot of weight on film sets, and I've gained some, and I've definitely gained some on this.
I only gain weight.
Yeah,
on film sets.
Well, that's because you're a actor who's scoffing lollies and flirting with the extras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all I do is sit around scoffing lollies and flirting with the extras. So I guess, yeah. And in between, everyone else is working and running around, and I'm like sitting down,
You're
going
sitting
like,
down.
like I'm learning my lines.
Yeah. So I definitely feel that this shoot has not been good. Like, even though we're eating quote unquote healthy vegan food, well, it's all fucking carbs.
Yeah, we're eating vegan food, but it's not healthy.
It's not healthy
vegan food.
vegan food.
We had fish and chips. Well, not fish, chips the other day.
Yeah, so essentially, if you take away, like, if you veganify fish and chips, it's just chips.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fucking chips. It's just a lot of just oily carbs. You stuff it in your fucking gob, and there's a lot of that going on. So, yes, Fat Trucker is appropriate. I have my close personal friend Alex Savage has the biggest match of his career in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah?
And he's going to be a fat fuck for it, and I'm not very happy about it.
What? So, what's this big match that Alex Savage has? So, Guy is a wrestler. Guy Pigden, the director that I'm sitting next to right now, is also has an alter ego, a very close friend called Alex Savage, who is a WWE style wrestler, but the crap New Zealand version, and
the fat New Zealand version at the moment.
And so you've been wrestling for over a year now.
Yep.
And had a lot of gigs, and yet this is your biggest wrestling gig ever.
That's right. So this is the first time that I am going to be wrestling in the main event. I will be main eventing a show, which is very nervous because I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel prepared, and I feel fat. So all of those things make me like I'm very excited at the opportunity. It means if you're the main event, you're the last person on the card. You're in theory the best match on the card, or you're meant to be, and it's the match that you want to put on to send the whole crowd that came out and paid their money home happy. So they want to leave feeling happy and excited that you did this, and you put on something that they felt, because in a bad main event they leave kind of depressed and like,
well, you want to leave them on a high. We get it.
Yeah.
So,
and also like, oh, maybe I won't come back. That wasn't really worth the money. Whereas if you put on that good show at the end, they're like, oh, this is cool. This is great. I want to see Alex Savage again. He was cool. And so, I'm quite worried. Quite worried about it. I will be inviting everyone to that one because it is the main event. So,
do you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll try and get you down there, mate.
Ooh. I guess I do owe you. You did come to a couple of my poetry events.
Well, yeah, and I did suffer through the dating
episode. Show. Yeah. Well, you owed that to the listeners, though. You had to listen. You had to watch for the benefit of the listeners.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
podcast research.
July 14th, I think it's at Henderson Valley School. I will we'll put a link to that or something, I think.
Yeah, okay.
But
that link will be on the Facebook page, facebook.com/GuyandHarley. Go there, hit like, and we'll keep you updated on all of these adventures, from poetry and wrestling to bloody reality shows and web series and feature films, all the rest of it. It'll all be there.
well, I think this is probably a good time to wrap it up.
Right, okay, well, Nightman says that the guy on the right, which is me, looks like Hannibal Buress. Do you know who that is?
He's a comedian,
Oh, good.
but I can't really remember his face off the top of my head.
Must look like my face.
Yeah.
I feel like I look like Bill Murray in that movie where he's on a boat.
Oh yeah, at the moment. Yeah. Also, interesting note from my girlfriend. Said you were the better looking one when we were young.
Yeah.
And that I look like a creepy kid.
Right. Okay.
So just thought I'd throw that
Just
out
thought
there.
you just get that feedback.
And she goes, but you've luckily, you've changed as you've aged. And I said, I look exactly the same. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
Yeah.
And she shook her head. No. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was greatly offended by
Well,
that.
who says that to their partner? Can you imagine if I said to my girlfriend, not that I have a girlfriend,
but if you did,
but if I'd said to my ex-girlfriend, for example,
Yeah.
that one of her friends was the better looking one when they were younger. I feel like I'd just get in trouble for that, for sure. I feel like you would get in trouble, surely, if you said the same thing in reverse, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Double standards.
My girlfriend, everyone.
Double standards. Okay, cool. All right, well, we'll wrap it up now, but thank you very much for listening to the podcast listeners. Sorry it's been a little while, but we still love you.
We do.
Please keep tuning in. We'll do another one after the shoot is wrapped up.
Concluded.
Yep. And we'll try and get it a bit more regular, because now that I've quit my job, one of my hopes is to make this a consistent and regular thing where we can go, right, cool, guys available on such and such night or whatever time, and I can make myself available, and then we can just make it kind of consistent.
We were doing so fucking well for a good, year and a half.
Yeah.
We were doing so well.
Yeah.
I don't know how we were doing so well. I really think it was because we had nothing going on in our lives.
Yeah, I think we went through a wee period there where we were up to fuck all.
I really think that's true.
But we were still busy. We were just busy doing pleb shit.
But we were
working.
we were just really up to fuck all.
I was much less productive when I had a girlfriend as well, because, I spent... lovely times, but they were lovely times spent, watching TV and, cooking and doing all those things that I no longer do. Cooking and cleaning and...
and all the things you would never do when you're single.
Making the bed, all of that type of shit, stuff that I no longer do. And so washing, all of that stuff. So I'm way more productive now. Our new movie for the Crab Ninja Who Asks is actually a web series called Immi The Vegan, and we are not vegan, but we are allies of the ideology, and it's written by a vegan, aimed at vegans, and it's funny, even to non-vegans. I think it's really funny. And so it's called Immi The Vegan, and there's a Facebook page called Immi The Vegan. If you want to find out about our feature film, you can find out in the link below. It's called I Survived a Zombie Holocaust, and it's available near you, probably. But yes, so anyway, we were wrapping it up. So if people would like to support us, they can by going patreon.com/pigville. Please go give us $1 a month. I am currently doing dry July, which means no drinking for the month of July. I've raised... I do it every year, and every year it's the law of diminishing returns. I earn less and less. This year I'm aiming for $250, and I've so far raised $50. So I'm going to post that link on the Facebook page, facebook.com/GuyandHarley, and that is a charity, a charitable cause. You can donate internationally. The money goes towards people living with cancer. I don't drink for the month of July. You sponsor me, the money goes to them. That's how it works. So yes, so go and check that out if you get the chance. I'll post that on the Facebook page, and donate via PayPal if you want. All you need is the Pigville Productions email address, pigvilleproductions@gmail.com. And the Crab Ninja, zombie vegans. Maybe that'll be our next movie. It'll be about zombie vegans.
That's the follow-up, mate.
That's the follow-up. That's the sequel to both I Survived a Zombie Holocaust and Immi the Vegan. It's Immi the Zombie Holocaust Vegan. I don't know. We'll work on that title.
It's a working name.
Yeah. All right. So, thank you very much. Good night.
See you later.
Now, we are still streaming on the live stream.
What do zombie vegans eat?
Now we've just
Dead
turned it off.
tofu?
We've turned off the podcast.
It's actually a really good question.
Yeah, well, what do zombie vegans eat? It's a very good question. Well, you're the script writer, Guy. What do you reckon?
Well, I guess they would eat fake meat products.
So like it's human flesh but made of soy somehow.
Yeah.
Faux meat stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a joke about a zombie vegan.
Yeah.
There is some type of joke here.
Yeah.
About zombie vegans not eating meat.
And here's Victory
safe.
Fist. Victory Fist has just shown up.
He's just joined the party.
Yep. Well, Guy's just about to leave,
Fucking off. I'm out of here. I'll see you later, man.
The podcast is over.
Thanks for coming to film with us the other day.
Yes, Victory Fist.
Hilarious panpipes. Grains. This guy's good. Nightman.
Grains. Yeah, he is funny. I hope Nightman hit follow because we'd love it if he'd tune in again to our next streams. All right, get the fuck out of my office.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
And you go earn money at your pleb job. Oh no, he's going to the gym.
I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to work off this fucking gut before this big main event.
Yeah, well, I'll go to the gym soon too, but it looks like this stream's just popping off. So
The stream's just getting started.
So I'm going to start jacking it and see what happens. Yeah. Now, I have got, by the way, an emoji for my subscribers, and it looks like this. You see that? I am the half-hairy guy from the internet. That's me. I'm the meme. And so you can get that. All you got to do is hit subscribe. I would love that. Otherwise, please hit follow because that helps too. For sure. We've gained a couple of extra followers this stream, so thank you very much. And what else we got? What do zombie vegans eat? Grains. That is very funny. So welcome to the show. This is the show now. It's just me. It's just me and you hanging out. I'll hang out for another little few minutes and then go and got to hit the gym too because I've been getting turned into a fatty on this Immi The Vegan shoot. I don't think zombies care. Making the vegan become a meat eater is all the more horrific. True. Maybe that sounds like more of an actual horror. If you made him an actual horror, so he's a vegan who then turns into a zombie who eats flesh. That's kind of scarier. I guess I was imagining a comedy where it's like it's a vegan, but he turns zombie, but he stays vegan once he's become a zombie. That's what I'd pictured. Shit. Forgot about that problem. Yeah. Now, I don't know who Hannibal Buress is, but I'm going to Google him right now for you guys, just because I keep getting... All right, Hannibal Buress. He appears to be a large black man. Yep, he's a large black man. You think I look like a large black man? I'll post the Google search for you guys. There you go. So you think I look like that guy? All right, if you say so, mate. What else we got? Well, So while we're here, actually, seeing as it's the Harley Neville show all of a sudden, let's have a... I'm going to give you guys, so you can have a look, the pilot to Immi The Vegan, and you'll get an idea of what kind of humor it is. This one we shot... I don't know if any of our viewers at the moment are filmmakers, so this may or may not be interesting to you. There you go. That's Immi The Vegan. So that's Immi The Vegan right there. Now, if this is interesting to you, but we shot that link as a proof of concept in order to raise the funding to shoot a full season. So we shot that basically for a few $100 in one night, and put it on the old interwebs, and ask people to give us some, donate to us via Pledge Me, and see if we can shoot a full season. And so we did it. We put it out on the internet. We raised $6,500, and now we're halfway through the shooting a full season. Which 5 episodes for $6,500 really is fuck all. We're really only getting away with it because we are calling in all our favors, and we have a bunch of like good connections, and we know professionals that are willing to work with us for free or for cheap and that type of thing. Otherwise it wouldn't really be achievable, I don't think, for $6,500, or not to a high standard anyway. You could do it, but to a shit standard. But that benefits nobody. It certainly doesn't benefit us if we release something and it sucks. It's like we're better off not releasing anything almost. Well, that's not true. Piece of filmmaking advice: no matter what it is, if you shoot it, you should finish it, and if you finish it, you should release it. I really believe that. What I do is, if I finish something that I'm not that happy with, I still release it, but I just like kind of bury it on YouTube or something like that. But it is still there. It's still out. The people that worked on it still have access to it. They can still use it in their show reels or, whatever. And you never know. Sometimes you find you leave it for a little while, then you look back at it and you go, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. It's cool. It's fine. It's funny. It's cool. Whatever. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Assuming that they're not coordinated, how many dwarves do you think I could fight off at once? It's a good question. I don't know. I feel like dwarves could be a bit tougher than you think, Not coordinated. Well, I mean, if they attacked me from different sides, I guess that's coordinated, isn't it? But if they all attacked me from different sides, do they have weapons? Or is it this is just a fist brawl? Me versus, I think I could take like, I don't know, I think like 6 or 7 dwarves in a fight. It's really hard to say though. Are these trained dwarves that are like training in MMA or something like that, or are they just plucked off the street, and we're thrown in together like in the Roman gladiatorial sort of arena, just untrained, thrown in there, and I've just got to kick their asses. So yeah, it's hard to say. I reckon I think I could take at least 4, because you could kick them in the face, and they've got very short reach, so they couldn't really get me very easily, so maybe more. Yeah, it's somewhere between 5 and 10. That's my answer. But if they coordinated, and it depends how smart they were, if they had strategies, like say 2 of them come through the door, and while I'm battling them, 2 more come through the window or something, well, then I might have a problem. Hey, yeah, it's true. I'm not that tall either. It's true. Maybe I would just be one of the dwarves. Maybe they'd just throw me and a bunch of other dwarves in to fight Victory Fist or Nightman. I still don't get the Hannibal Buress thing. So next week we have the biggest days on our shoot coming up in terms of extras. It's the 7th, 8th and 9th. Saturday, Sunday and Monday, the 7th, 8th and 9th. And it would be... we've got, so on the Saturday we've got a big party scene and need as many extras as we can get, and then it turns into a ball scene like in Labyrinth, so we need like masquerade balls type stuff as well. So it starts off as a house party and turns into a Labyrinth ball scene, and then Sunday is filming at a restaurant, and we need like 8 extras to be restaurant people at this thing, and then Monday is the biggest day of all. We've got a gig, like a bar scene and a poetry scene, and we need a big audience for all of those. So if anybody's around in Auckland and keen, go facebook.com/Immi The Vegan, and I will keep you updated about what the fuck's going on. and you can come along. Official Facebook, I'm going to post it for you right there. That's the official Facebook. That's the official Facebook there. Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment. I'm sure it's funny. Everyone thinks they're tough until they're actually in the situation. Imagine that I can break these cuffs, guys. That's a badly formed sentence, mate. That sentence is terribly formed. Yeah. I mean, if you read Game of Thrones or watch it, you see that Tyrion Lannister, he does kill people, and he does ride into battle, and he does fight against fully sized people. So, seems plausible to me. In the chaos of battle, that one dwarf would be the equivalent of one man. That's not for it's a bloody week away, mate. It's literally 7 days away. I slept until 3 p.m. today, so I can't do something next week. Oh, well, I slept until like 12:30 today, but we have been shooting. We were shooting yesterday, and I was like, I had nowhere to be, really. All I had to do was record this podcast, so got into it. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. I won't hold it against you. It's fine. We just won't immortalize you on film. Not a problem. Not a problem. You're already immortalized on film anyway. Sorry, it's got to adjust. All right, cool. Well, look, good show, people. I might actually come back online later on tonight because I can. But for now, I've got to learn my one line because I'm on this TV show tomorrow, and I've got one line. And then I've got to learn that. And then on top of that, I've got to go to the gym before it closes. Because all this doesn't happen by mistake. So I better get going. So thank you very much for listening, guys. If you could, if you would like to get your hands on that awesome emoji, which Victory Fist made, you can. All you need is this thing. Oh. There we go. Look at that. Boom. That could be you. You could own that. That's the half hairy. That's the official half hairy. And otherwise, hit follow, and I will catch you dudes perhaps in a few hours. Goodbye.